Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of Perfection Achieved, where we tackle easy to make recipes that are all to die for. So if you like what you see, please don't forget to hit that subscriber button and that notification bell. So as I mentioned in our last episode, I'm new to this YouTube thing, but because of the requests from my students and my followers, then I've decided to put out a few episodes for you. And as I mentioned, you know, if you keep coming back, then we're gonna keep coming back for more recipes. So this is the show where we promote our online classes, but at the same time, this is also where we can showcase our most sought after recipes that are just so simple to make and all, as I said, to die for. So anyway, we've been experiencing some rain here for the past 2 days where I live, and what you call bed weather. So you just want to curl up in bed with your remote control and Netflix, and I've been craving for a good apple pie. And since I'm feeling lazy to make a pie dough and, you know, do the rolling out thing, I've decided to make the second best thing, which is an apple crumble. Basically, it's an apple pie without the crust. Easy to make, fantastic flavor profile, and everybody loves it. So let's get to it. You won't need a mixer for this. All simple equipment, all simple recipe ingredients. The recipe, by the way, is in the description box below, so you can refer to that every time you need to look at it. Anyway. So let's make the filling first. So this recipe has two components. You've got the filling itself and then the crumble topping. So you're going to need, let me just get my implements ready. You're going to need a stove, a big pot, and an 8-inch or 20-centimeter square pan. Of course, you're going to need an oven because we're going to bake our apple crumble. Now, students always ask me, what is the difference between a crumble and a crisp? Because there's such a recipe as apple crisp. The difference is just in the topping, the crumble topping. So a crumble, here's the trivia, a crumble does not contain oatmeal. A crisp contains oatmeal, but basically, they're very similar, they're almost the same thing. Okay, so let's turn on our stove. All right. First, you're going to need a little bit of butter. Melt your butter. So I have my stove on medium heat. So melt the butter, and we're using for this recipe some Fuji apples. Now, if you don't like Fuji apples, if you prefer, for example, some Granny Smith apples, go on ahead. No problem. You can use your favorite apple variety. But I like Fuji apples because even with prolonged baking, even if you overbake it a little bit, it stays crunchy. Okay, there's nothing more disappointing than an apple crumble with soggy apples. So once your butter is fully melted, we're going to add the apples. Add the apples. And we're going to cook this for about 2 minutes on medium heat. The nice thing about these desserts, like crumbles and crisps, you can make them ahead of time, keep them in the fridge. It lasts for about 5 days in your fridge. And anytime you need a quick fix, you simply take out a portion, pop it in your microwave oven, and you've got yourself some warm apple crumble. Top it with ice cream, caramel sauce, and some nuts, and it's the perfect dessert or merienda. All right, so after 2 minutes, we can add our dark brown sugar. Our spices, got some nutmeg, cinnamon, lemon juice, lemon zest, okay, raisins. You can omit the raisins if you're one of those people who does not like raisins. A little bit of walnut. You can use pecans if you don't like walnuts. You can omit the nuts altogether. Give this a good mix. All right, so after 2 minutes, you're going to notice that the apples have secreted a lot of juices, and that's fine. That's very normal. And that's why we have a mixture of cornstarch and water. We're going to make a slurry. All right, so this is what you call a cornstarch slurry. And we're going to use this to thicken our apple mixture. There you go. Okay, so let's check our apples. All right, I'm going to stir in some dark rum. So if you're allergic to alcohol or you simply don't like it, you can just leave it out, but it improves the flavor of your dessert. All right, I'm going to add now our cornstarch slurry, and this should thicken our apple mixture. So my stove is still on medium heat. So for those of you who are joining us for the first time, I have online classes at the Bailiwick Academy. I have a link below. Just click the link. It will take you to the website. You'll see all my online classes there, including descriptions and teasers and payment options and all the information you need. So please visit the website. All right, so I can see that my mixture is thickening. Look at that beautiful sauce coating our apples. Now I suggest you don't cut your apples too small. I cut mine about 1-inch cubes. If you make it too small, then it becomes very soggy very fast. So you want this to be a very nice, chunky, rustic dessert. All right, once it's all thickened, turn off the heat. Look at how glorious this is. Glorious is an understatement. There you go. Now, you're going to need a 20 centimeter by 20 centimeter or 8-inch by 8-inch square pan. You can use a metal pan like what I'm using here, or you can use a glass or Pyrex dish, or maybe a ceramic dish for this. So it doesn't have to be square. You can use a round. Whatever you have in your pantry, in your cupboard, go on ahead and use that. This is not one of those desserts that need to be, where you need to be obsessive about all these things. So this is a very simple, rustic, homemade dessert. All right, I'm going to transfer this now into my pan. It should fill your pan almost to the brim. All right. Wait, let me scrape my sauce pot because I still have a lot of the sauce here. That's where all the flavor is. Okay. Let's push the apples into the corners. You can actually eat this just like that. But of course, it improves a lot with the crumble topping. Yummy. Be sure to have ice cream in your freezer. And of course, nothing beats homemade ice cream, for which I have an online class for that. You can again check the link below for that. But if you don't have homemade ice cream, you can do with good quality store-bought ice cream. All right, set this aside, just push it aside, and we're going to make our crumble mixture. And it's easy as 1, 2, 3. All right, here we go. 1, you need all-purpose flour. 2, some dark brown sugar. Mix this together. Now, as I said, you don't need a mixer for this, but if you're making a big batch, then a mixer would be very, very useful. So I'm making a very small single recipe batch. I can use my fingers for this. Okay. And 3, you need some butter. Make sure your butter is cold, because otherwise, if it's room temperature, then it will incorporate into the flour and you'll end up with a paste instead of a streusel. So take your nimble fingers. Okay, the key word is nimble. And simply incorporate the butter. What you're looking for here, you're looking for pea-sized crumbs. Pea-sized crumbs. So it should look like very coarse cornmeal by the time you've incorporated the butter fully. And it's okay to have large pieces of butter, particles. That's no big deal. So I like recipes like this. You know, they're not rocket science recipes. You don't need a lot of time and skill to make these, but they can be talk of the town recipes. You know what I mean? These are comfort food. There, we're almost done. Now I'd like to hear from you. So that's what the comments portion below is for. Let me know what you think. If you have some recipe requests, do let me know. I'd love to hear from you. Now this crumble recipe is, you know, is just perfect to sprinkle over ice cream and muffins, and there's a lot of uses for this. You can simply take this now, spread it on a baking sheet, bake it at 180 degrees Celsius until it's nice and toasted, and you can use it as an all-around sprinkle for your desserts. It's fabulous. All right, this is what we're looking for. Look at that. This is the texture you're looking for. Nice and coarse. Now take this and just sprinkle it on top of your apple mixture this way. Don't be shy. Just go on and pack it in. Don't forget the corners. This is so delish. There you go. We did it in about what, 10, 15 minutes? So it's a quick dessert you can prepare for if you have like guests who just pop up in your place without any notice at all. There, so the quantity is just enough for one pan of apple crumble. Perfect. All right, so we pop this in our oven. Make sure you preheat your oven before you begin making the recipe. Preheat it to 180 degrees Celsius. We bake this for about 30 minutes until the top is nice and golden brown. No need to fret whether the apples are cooked or not because they are already cooked. Basically, we're just toasting the crumble. All right, so 30 minutes, 180 degrees Celsius. We will be back to taste our nice apple crumble. But in the meantime, I want you to take a look at this clip. Wow.
Camera rolling.
I can die tomorrow. I can die. I would sell my soul.
On your cue, chef.
Oh, I'm sorry. Are we?
Yeah.
Have you ever dreamed of living the life of a multimillionaire? Well, unless you win the lottery, your next best bet is our hazelnut millionaire shortbread. Crisp, buttery, melt-in-the-mouth shortbread cradles a chewy toffee layer, loaded to the brim with crunchy roasted hazelnuts and topped with a shimmering glaze of dark Belgian chocolate. So here's to champagne wishes and caviar dreams, only here at the Bailiwick Academy. Welcome back. So here it is, our apple crumble. Perfection achieved. Now, if you enjoyed our teaser for our online class, please do not forget to click the link below and visit the website, the Bailiwick Academy, and you'll see all my online classes there. As of today, we have around 28 classes for you to choose from, and we're dishing out one class every other week. So we have a lot in store for this year, and it's going to be a very interesting year indeed. Now, I'm going to have a portion, just a small portion of my apple crumble. I have to control my portion sizes because I am not a spring chicken anymore. But of course, I need my Earl Grey tea before I enjoy my little snack here. Okay, let's see what we've got here. Now my pan is still hot because it just came out of the oven. Ooh la la. Hang on, I need a little bit more. Okay, perfect. And then I'm going to top that with some ice cream. Okay. So do splurge. Do not be afraid to enjoy life. Life is short, all right? Today you may be alive, tomorrow you could be dead. So enjoy every moment as I'm about to do right now. Okay, let's see what we've got here. Some ice cream, a little bit of apple, a little bit of crisp crumble. Oh, wow. Wait, I didn't get that. I have to be sure here. Okay. That's it. best apple crumble ever. So I'd love to hear your feedback. Once you've tried the recipe, please post in the comments below your honest feedback. Let me know if you like it. You can substitute other fruits for this, like peaches or pears. Feel free, play around with the recipe. Okay, I always tell my students the 3 E's of this whole baking thing: explore, experiment, enjoy. That's what you should do every time you're in the kitchen. All right. So I hope you enjoyed this whole session with the apple crumble. I'm Chef Joey Press, and I will see you again next time right here on Perfection Achieved.